What is up, my dashing dudes? I am the Hans TV, and today I welcome you back to possibly one of the most entitled subreddits on the platform. It's r/TalesFromTheFrontDesk. Our first post for today comes from Lemon Drops and Gumdrop. Maybe if I threaten to stay at rival hotel, I'll get my way. Hello all, I've got lots of stories from my 5+ years in hotels, but I'll start with a little one that just happened today. I work for one of the big chains in a nicer property that has a lounge for the shiny members. I saw that in a different post and I like it, so I'm going to steal it now. So 3 guests come in and check in. They all add their reward numbers to the reservations, and the 3rd guest asks, "Do I get access to the lounge?" And I very politely told him that no, unfortunately he was one shiny level away from having access to that lounge. But we could add it to his reservation for about $20 if he would like, and his friends were the same level as he was, so that wasn't helpful to him either. He then looks at me blankly and then says, "So you don't want us to stay here anymore then?" I was a little confused and just smiled and said, "Well, no, actually if you stay more, then you'll have access to the lounge." I apologized again, because that's my habit, and asked again if he would like to add the lounge for $20, to confirm that he didn't want to. He flatly said, "No, we'll just stay at rival hotel chain redacted from now on." I just smiled and continued making his keys without lounge access and said, "Alright, if they'll let you into their lounge, then that's fine." "Oh, they will." "Alright, dude, I hope you find peace and maybe an extra $20 to spare." I can just imagine in this guy's head, "So you're telling me that I'm not the level member that I need to be. I'm one level away, but I can add it for $20. But I'm going to go to a completely different hotel that I may have not any points at. Yeah, that works. That works for me." This next post comes from Sharyu. "It's your fault that I can't get into my account." I thought this would be fun to share. Might not be a fun rant. If anything, you might be as frustrated as I was. Well, that bodes well. Technically, I'm front desk, since I am part of the front line. My official title is a glorified service rep with a lot of designations. Sort of like operations expert, which only means that you do a lot of stuff outside of your job description without being paid for it. Quibbling aside, I'm at my station. The first person that customers see when they come in is often me, and they tend to make a beeline towards me, even if my coworkers greet them or even declare that they could assist them. A customer walks in, Asian, mid-40s. She's been here twice this week alone. As I'm the only available representative, she comes to me. I recognize her. Ugh. You see, she's been having problems with her online account for this business. But what does that have to do with you? Excellent question. But corporate has decided that frontline staff should be able to resolve online issues despite us having an online department. Coincidentally, that department is also another department. Boy, isn't this company efficient. So here's the rundown of the issue. It's standard stuff. Customer is unable to access her account when at home, but is able to within the confines of this business, when we had personally reset her password on 2 occasions this week alone. She refuses to call our online support number. Customer, "But it just stops working when I get home. Here, let me show you." The customer attempts to enter her password on her phone. It says incorrect. "Okay, I'll go ahead and reset your password." So I reset her password and I watch her put in her new password. And I tell her, "Do you want a memo? Maybe if you write it down." "No, it's okay. It's a very easy password." You don't say. So before she leaves, I make her log back in front of me. Surprise, she can't log back in. "It must be your system," she had the audacity to say. We repeated this step again. She couldn't remember what new password she had made. I wonder if there's a problem with her account. A lock that's there that I don't have authorization to see. So I reset the password again. I log in on my work computer just in case. It works. She's just something else. So I made her a password with her. A password we both know. It had 6 characters, 4 of which were sequential numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8. You would think this is where this adventure ends. However, she exceeded my expectations and was unable to log in. So this is what it's like to be a disappointed father. Her excuses and blaming our system certainly didn't help. Maybe I messed up. So I tried to log in myself on my work computer. It works. Maybe it's her phone, I hoped. I logged in just fine. There isn't a priest in the vicinity to check if her fingers are cursed. In the kindest customer service voice, I told her that there is nothing wrong with our system, nor I, and pointed the things that are working in hopes that by the process of elimination, she figures that maybe it's her. Maybe that's too much expectation for someone that owns a company. She eventually left. It was anticlimactic, and I took a sip of my coffee and greeted my next customer. So, this lady is so forgetful that she can't remember a password that you immediately just created? Like, how do you run a business that way? How do you do stocks? How do you do business? What the f? This next post comes from Incognito Mode 333. Can't stop working, even on vacation. My boyfriend and I both work the front desk at 2 different hotels. We took a mini vacation to Orlando for the weekend to visit a theme park and stayed at a beautiful resort he got a great employee rate at. One night, we're dining by the pool and there are a few kids swimming and playing in the area. Then from around the corner, we see a few ducks waddle our way, likely trying to grab a bite of our meal. Our waiter groans as this is likely scenario for him, while I resist the urge to feed the little dudes. All of a sudden, I hear the unmistakable shrieking of wild 11-year-olds. Ducks! 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 They screech while chasing after the poor things. The ducks, being completely startled, jump into the pool to escape. The kids jump in after them, and for the next few minutes, I watch in disgust as these kids go from one end of the pool to the other, chasing after, splashing, and tormenting the poor things. I thought that surely a parent would say something, but nope, maybe the staff? Too busy with other guests. When I heard one of the hell spawns scream, "Block them, they're trying to jump out of the pool!" I'd had enough. I got up and walked to the edge of the pool and shouted, Girls, stop torturing those animals. They are clearly trying to get away from you." They kind of blankly stared at me, probably embarrassed, and immediately let the ducks escape into the bushes. I went back to my meal and they continued to hang out for a few minutes before moving on in the direction of another pool. Hopefully, they didn't encounter any other small animals along their way. You know, I don't think that they shut up because they were embarrassed. I think they shut up out of sheer shock because they've probably never heard the word no or stop that in their lives. People need to control their kids. Control your crotch goblins, Karen. Our final post for the day comes from a long freaking line of numbers that I'm not even going to try to do. That time I bled on a guest. I had just finished checking a guest in. When he walked out of the lobby, I looked down at my hand and noticed my pointer finger was bleeding. I must have torn some skin right around my nail on something and not even noticed. There was blood on my keyboard and a little on my shirt. I immediately went into panic mode, hoping I hadn't accidentally gotten any on the key packet or, God forbid, the guest himself. Almost right after I realized what had happened, the guest came back into the lobby, noticeably angry. I prepared myself for what's about to come. The first thing he said was, "Are you freaking kidding me? I cannot believe you just bled on me." It had gotten on the key packet and a little on the palm of his hand. I actually had no idea what to say. I tried to explain, but he kept cutting me off, going on about how disgusting that is, and demanding to see a manager. Of course, it was late at night when no management was here. He was livid, constantly yelling at me while other guests are here trying to check in or passing through the lobby. Honestly, one of the most embarrassing experiences of my life. When he finally let me talk, I gave up trying to explain and told him I'd comp the room for the night. That was enough because he was a super shiny elite member. I tell him he can speak to the GM tomorrow, but all I can offer tonight is to comp the room. He finally just storms off with my GM's business card in hand. I wasn't there the next day, thankfully, but apparently the guy came down to make a scene again with my GM. He ended up getting like 50,000 points, free breakfast, a free 2-night voucher to stay at our hotel again, which he insisted he would never use because he'll never return to our hotel. When I talked to my GM about it, he was super understanding. He understands that things like this happen, and life just happened to bite me in the butt that day. Regardless, it was all a mortifying experience. I should say that I understand fully why the guest was angry. That's pretty gross, to be honest. I just wish he would have been a little more understanding about my side as well. Things happen, and in this case, was unavoidable. Yeah, that customer was an absolute dick of a customer. Yes, getting bled on is gross, but they didn't do it intentionally. It was an accident. And then not giving them time to explain their side of the story, that just makes you even bigger dick. Like, come on, man. With that being said, I'm going to leave this episode of r/Tales from the Front Desk here. I hope you liked the stories. If you did, I'll link them down in the description as always. And if you liked the video, feel free to drop a sub, a like, and a comment down below what you'd like to see me read next. A humongous thank you to everyone who's subscribed in the past few months. I cannot thank you enough for what y'all do for me and what y'all do for the channel. But with that being said, I will see you in the next video.